Pharmaniaga has been awarded a new 7-year concession to provide medical supply logistics services to the Ministry of Health. According to the boss filing, its unit Pharmaniaga Logistics was issued a letter by MOH dated July 12 for the contract, which took effect from July 1, 2023 and will end on June 30, 2030. Pharmaniaga said that following the issuance of the letter, the interim period, which commenced on December 1, 2019 to provide the services for the provision of medicines and medical supplies, has ended. It adds that while MOH and Pharmaniaga Logistics finalise the terms of the new medical supply logistics services agreement, the company will continue to support and render its services to the ministry based on the agreed salient terms. The group had initially been granted a concession agreement by the MOH in 1994 to supply public health facilities with medicines and medical supplies, which after 2 extensions was finally set to expire on June 30, 2023. Although Pharmaniaga is currently classified as a PN17 company after falling into the red following a massive R500 million impairment, Health Minister Dr. Saliha Mustafa was reported as saying that her ministry would continue the concession agreement with the pharmaceutical company, which drew criticism from several quarters. The group is currently planning a private placement to raise gross proceeds of 44 million for working capital purposes and has until February 2024 to submit its regularization plan to Bursa Malaysia Securities. 1MDB's former General Counsel Jasmine Loon was arrested by the police on Friday, July 7th and is now being held under remand, said Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail. Lu, 50, is being detained at the Dangwangi Police Station and she is being investigated under Section 409 of the Penal Code for criminal breach of trust, Saifuddin told a news conference. According to the minister, Lu stated through her lawyer that she is willing to cooperate with the police and government and has been under remand since Saturday. Saifuddin, however, did not want to divulge the way she was arrested and said that was a question for the police. Lu is said to be one of the accomplices of fugitive Low Tech Joe. She has been away from the country since 2018 and was wanted by the authorities. Her name cropped up during ex-PM Datuk Sri Najib Razak's SRC international trial, one of which has already concluded, as well as the ongoing 1MDB Tanori criminal trial. There is also a civil suit against her, a forfeiture proceeding, whereby her Audi Q5 2.0 TFSI and Volkswagen New Beetle, as well as cash amounting to 22,600 ringgit, were forfeited by the High Court in January this year. However, her condo in Mukim Batu was handed over to OCBC Bank. She is also one of the defendants in the $8 billion suit filed by 1MDB against her, Najib, and former 1MDB officers. The revived Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail project is expected to be fully funded and driven by the private sector, according to MyHSR Corp, given the government's hefty debt burden. During a media briefing held today, MyHSR Chairman Datuk Sri Fauzi Abdul Rahman said the agency's request for information for the project is to test the waters of the private sector's reception to bearing the project's full financial risk. CEO Datuk Muhammad Nur Ismail Muhammad Kamal says that so far the response has been positive, but interested parties have requested for more details, which will only be available in the RFI document that will be issued after a briefing session, which has been fixed for July 27th. MyHSR Head of Commercial and Economy Muhammad Iksan Ahmad noted that no other HSR developments had ever been fully funded by the private sector, with the closest being the Taiwan HSR linking Taipei and Kaohsiung, where 79% was funded by the private sector. He elaborates that most HSR developments are fully public-led, while 7 are developed via the public-private partnership approach. Muhammad Iksan adds that Malaysia aims to develop the KL-SG HSR project without government funding and guarantee. As the project is now expected to be fully privately funded, Muhammad Noor said most of the project's details, including the imported HSR technology utilised, the alignment, costs, stations and the concession period, are still up in the air as industry players have free rein to propose changes to the project's initial plan. Prior to being terminated in January 2021 during Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin's premiership, the HSR was envisioned to stretch 350 kilometres with 7 stations and a 2026 completion date at a projected cost of 110 billion ringgit. Electronic component maker Salutica saw its share price surge as much as 32% or 19.5 cent in morning trade to 80 cent after it announced that the hearing for Apple Malaysia's disqualification application has been fixed for August 23, 2023. While it didn't manage to hold on to its highs, it still managed to close 19% up at 72 cent and was the second most actively traded stock on Bursa Malaysia with over 96 million shares traded. Salutica, which manufactures wireless Bluetooth products, had initiated legal action against Apple Malaysia in January 2022, claiming that the defendant had used a wireless pairing process that is similar to the content of its patent. Salutica further claims that the pairing method used by the defendant infringes upon its 2012 patent. To recap, on Tuesday, the group announced that the Kuala Lumpur High Court had directed Salutica and Apple Malaysia to file submissions by July 25th and submissions in reply by August 8th in relation to the defendant's disqualification application. Salutica is seeking aggravated and/or exemplary damages and an account of profits made by Apple Malaysia and its related companies, subsidiaries and/or affiliates in respect of the products using the allegedly infringing technology. In response, Apple Malaysia said Salutica's system and method did not fall under the scope of the relevant patent claim, and the patent was invalid as it was not patentable, as it was neither novel and/or inventive. Lemon Sky Studios, the Malaysian art and animation company involved in video games such as Square Enix Final Fantasy XVI and Insomniac Games Spider-Man game titles, is planning to list on the local stock exchange as early as end 2023 or 2024, Reuters reported, quoting two sources. Reuters could not immediately ascertain the potential size of the initial public offering and the current valuation of Selangor-based Lemon Sky, which is also known for its work on Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, as well as Capcom's Street Fighter 6. Australia-listed game developer iCandy Interactive bought Lemon Sky for 44.5 million Aussie dollars or 139.5 million ringgit in 2021. Lemon Sky and iCandy did not immediately respond to requests seeking comment. IPO proceeds from the listing will be used to expand Lemon Sky's business further, the sources said, declining to be named as the matter is private. Founded in 2006, Lemon Sky has grown to now employ over 500 artists and counts major global game titles such as Blizzard Entertainment's Diablo 2 Resurrected and Warcraft 3 Reforged among its portfolio, according to its website. Its clients and partners include EA Entertainment, Microsoft Studios, Disney, Nickelodeon, Ubisoft, Bethesda Games, and Bandai Namco.